Sri Kiran is the founder of Indic Academy and the prime inspiration behind the organization of this memorial lecture. I now request Sri Kiran ji to address the gathering on Indic Academy and its association with Pujya Swami ji.
At the outset, I'd like to thank Swami Sadatmananda ji for gracing the occasion, blessing this event, and being the advisor for this event. Thank you very much, sir. I also would like to thank all the members of the Committee of Hosts, my Rakhi sister Swati, and all the dignitaries, the who is who of Coimbatore, for readily agreeing to this proposition that Pujya Swamiji Dayananda Saraswati's memory should be perpetuated. It's already perpetuated in multiple forms, but it should be perpetuated through a memorial lecture. I also would like to thank my Indica Coimbatore team, very, very active team that my Tamudu Pramod has assembled along with the others. Thank you very much. On this stage, you have two panels on either side with the words Bharat ke liye. You might be wondering, what is that? Suddenly two quotes as Bharat ke liye. Now, one of the things about Pujya Swamiji is that he was known as a patriot saint, a nationalist saint. You could see that in the last bhajan, it was about Bharat. And if you see the trajectory of his life, you would see the Millennium Summit, wherein he argued for mutual respect, the kind of work that he did with proselytization, against proselytization, the kind of work that he did with assembling multiple acharyas from all over, different sampradayas from all over Hindu Dharma Acharya Mahasabha, which he constituted. If you look at his work in the temples, and the case is in the Supreme Court right now, but if you look at that and how the temples are important, but if you look at the trajectory, he was a saint who was focused on the integrity of the nation, of preserving the culture of this nation. So that was the extra thing about him. So when I met him first in the year 2010, this was because of a conference on non-dualism that I wanted to attend, which was being held in California. And I saw that in the schedule, there was no Shankar Bhagavan mentioned anywhere. So this is a conference on non-dualism and there's no mention of Shankar Bhagavan. That sort of troubled me a bit. And that's when in November of that year, I set up this academy called Advaita Academy to focus on teaching Advaita Vedanta. And then I discovered, as I was recruiting or asking teachers, I discovered this whole concept called Neo-Advaita. There is no need for teaching Neo-Vedanta. There are all kinds of new kinds of Satsang Vedanta, Advaita. So all kinds of teachers I came across. And I also came across a lot of teachers who were not even ready to acknowledge or use the word Advaita. And so they were sort of cut their connection and they were teaching the same our own wisdom without even a thank you. And then I discovered the need and discovered that in India, traditional teaching in a structured way, in a systematic way, was first initiated in Sandipani with Swami Chinmayananda ji and Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati. And that is how this whole program was conceptualized. Till that time, Vedanta was taught in a Gruha Gurukula. But he was sort of created this syllabus that you have to learn Sanskritam, Prakarana Gandhas, Vashyam, all that in a very, very systematic way in a 3-year format. And that's when I was introduced to him. And then I realized that if we have to do it, there is a need for this kind of programs. And what is happening, whether it's in Sandipani or in Anekatti, is not enough, given the global demand for our wisdom. And therefore, I had approached him with a 4 Gurukula problem, saying that, look, Shankar Bhagavan has set up 4 Gurukulas. You are teaching in 4 places, in Nagpur, Rishikesh, Anekatti, and Pennsylvania. I also want to facilitate setting up another 4 Gurukulas. Please help me. So he was, he brushed me aside and, he was laughing. And for a couple of years, I was just pestering him whenever I came to India and Anekatti. I was always pestering him. So my 50th birthday, I celebrated with him. I said, look, I want to celebrate the 50th birthday. So this was in 2013. I spent the whole day with him in the Dakshinamurti's temple. We did the homam. And then he was thanking me, saying that, thank you for choosing to spend this day with me. So sort of that day, he sort of melted down. And then I kept asking him about this, wanting to do this. Because I'm looking as an entrepreneur scale, and I'm saying that, look, population, global population, the need for Vedanta, the need for spirituality is so high. And, we're not really matching it. And if you don't match it, then you'll have people who will distort it, who will take away the connection between our dharma, and then they'll do all that. So this thing was going on, and 2014, thanks to Ram Madhavji's invite to him to the Ideas Conclave in Goa, I met him again, and I said, Swamiji, before 1 year, I am going to assure you. He sort of relented, then he said, look at the land and all that. I saw some land in Bangalore, then in Tirupati. He liked Tirupati, the idea of Tirupati. He said, that's also, before Anekatti, I was also examining Tirupati. So I said, within 1 year, I will make you do the Bhumi Puja. This is my, I was very irreverent with him. It was very, sort of a loving irreverence, and he used to indulge me. So I said, we'll do unfortunately, 2015, this very same day, he attained Mahasamadhi. He was flown from the US, again thanks to the help of Ram Madhavji and all the team. And I met him on 19th for taking his blessings in Rishikesh. And then, of course, there were a stream of visitors. So I just got my 30 seconds with him. So I was sort of desperate. And I said, Swamiji, please bless me. I want to do this. Then he said, you must work hard. And the last words that he spoke to me, Bharat ke liye. So that was his last words to me. That was his blessings to me. And till date, whatever that Indic Academy that we are doing is in that direction, to preserve, protect, and promote our heritage, our dharma. Today, I spoke to my Swami Atma Prakashananda. I told her about this function. And he was always wanting me to do something in London with her. So we're trying to take a place and, do some kind of activity. So I told her that, Swamini, today we must start the journey of the 4 Gurukulas with London. And she said yes. She gave me blessings. So I'm very happy to announce that Indic Academy Swami Dayananda Trust is going to be established in London, and we will start an annual 3-year course there. And today I seek his blessings as I announce this. Incidentally, in '95 he had a vision, and he wanted to create something called Ashram International, something model on Rotary Club. This is what Swami was telling me, something model on Rotary Club. He created, people can meet, but it's a spiritual club. It's not a club like a service club, but it's a spiritual club. And incidentally, I realized this today, that Indic Academy has become like Ashram International that was envisaged by Swamiji. Today we have 30 chapters all over the world. So it's an international organization. We regularly meet. We have more than 350 meetings in the last 3 years. We have given grants. So we are a combination of a grant-giving organization, a TEDx, a Rotary Club, a university, a Gurukulam, an incubator. So we're doing multiple things. And this Indic Academy also, in a way, is his thought which is flowing through and manifesting itself. And the way that Indic Academy is growing in the last 4 years, we are just tapping into the Bharatiya consciousness. It's a latent consciousness that is there, and that growth is happening. And what you saw last night, my friend was referring to what you saw last night in terms of Houston and what happened there. I was there in Singapore, and what happens is that when you're outside and you're seeing a leader represent, he's a manifestation. He's a personification of the Bharatiya consciousness. What Modi ji is there today, yesterday when people saw, the connection that they're seeing is not a political leader, but they're seeing him as a manifestation of Bharat Mata, Bharatiya consciousness. And that is what we are tapping into. That's what Indic Academy is tapping into. And today I'm telling you, as we are working on a center for soft power with Ramadhav ji, our time has come. We are going to be the Vishwa Gurus. As you can see yesterday, we are going to be the Vishwa Gurus in our lifetime, here and now. Here and now. Nagpur is the epicenter of the renaissance of Hindu Dharma. For me, Coimbatore is the epicenter for a global renaissance of Indic civilization. And I thank all the members of all the community members in Coimbatore who have been supporting our activities. I must also tell you 2 more things that Pujya Swamiji's thoughts flow through me. 2012, I had asked him that in Pennsylvania, let's do a conference on non-dualism because they are doing all kinds of things. Let's do a traditional one. And he said yes. And unfortunately, we could not do it at that time. But today, we have organized, Indic Academy is organizing the first conference on Advaita Vedanta, on oneness, in Velinad, with Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth. And 72 speakers have come. We have issued a call for papers, and 72 speakers have come. So this is something which is extraordinary, because I tried to check the back, and really there are not many, there's no specific conference for Advaita. Lastly, another thing is that we have taken up a task to install 108 vigrahas, Shankar Bhagavan's vigrahas all over the world. People are doing 108 feet, but then I said, look, let's do something different. Let's do 108 all over the world. The first one was installed in Tirunelveli, Pujya Swamiji's Sishya Jai Shankar. We have installed it there. 2 more, one more has been installed in Smriti Adinarayan and Adinarayan's here near Palani. 1 more is coming up in Salem. We now have requests, now the word has gone out, we now have requests for more than 20 from all over the world, and most of them are from Pujya Swamiji's lineage. I want to, people ask me, what has got a politician got to do with a talk, like a memorial talk? Well, he is currently a politician, but he is a spiritual politician, first and foremost. I'll read out a few lines about him. Ram Madhav is an Indian politician, writer, and a journalist. He is currently serving as a National General Secretary of Bharatiya Janata Party. He's also been a former member of the National Executive of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. He's a member, Board of Governors of India Foundation, a premier think tank based in Delhi. Mr. Madhav has also authored several books in English and Telugu, with his latest one being Uneasy Neighbors, India and China After 50 Years of War. Madhav was born in Amlapuram in the East Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. Primarily a student of engineering, he earned his diploma in electrical engineering from Andhra Pradesh. He has a postgraduate degree in political science from the University of Mysore, Karnataka. Madhav's association with Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh began as a teenager. He volunteered to be a full-time worker of RSS in 1981 and was assigned to several key positions in the organization. He was the editor of Bharatiya Prajna, a monthly magazine in English published by Prajna Bharati. Now, so this is what, if somebody asks the biodata, but having worked with him for several years now, truly I am so happy that he is the first speaker for this, because I have been sounding him out also, because our connection with Pujya Swamiji is that he is very closely and intimately working with Swamiji, and he has mentioned about me to Swamiji, and I work closely with him. So it is indeed a great privilege that he is accepted to be the first speaker. He has done several things within India Foundation over the last 5 years, apart from his political career in terms of how he has protected the Northeast and what he has done in Kashmir and bringing it back into the Bharatiya fold. But as member of India Foundation that he has founded, he has done several initiatives. Indian Ocean Conference, India Ideas Conclave, India Dharma Dhamma Conference, Soft Power Conference. So several initiatives he has undertaken, and Dharma and Soft Power are directly related to preserving our culture. So he has done an incredible amount of work in trying to preserve, protect and promote our civilizational thought. He's been kind enough, we did a conference called Indic Thoughts Festival, wherein we were celebrating our civilization. So I take great, immense pride, privilege, pleasure in inviting a mentor to Indic Academy, Sri Ram Madhavji, to please come and give us the first memorial lecture, Pujya Swami Dayananda Memorial Lecture.